final Diddy story that came out this morning, where they basically said he was accused of violently R-wording a woman and filming the attack in 2001. So this morning it came out that another woman, filed a lawsuit against the Diddler, accusing the disgraced rapper of violently assaulting her back in 2001. So we're going to go at length through this story because there's a lot. And I want to break down as much of the details as possible. And I want to take my time because I'm probably going to have to get creative with some of these graphic words up in here. So shout out to Rolling Stone for this story, by the way. So a woman has claimed Sean the Diddler Combs and his former bodyguard drugged, bound, and R-worded her. Later learning the alleged R-word was recorded and allegedly sold as the P word, the videos that y'all be watching with people doing things with each other with consent of the sexual kind. Y'all know what I mean. Rhymes with corn. According to court papers obtained by Rolling Stone. Now, Thalia Graves is the 11th person to come forward to accuse Combs of SA, claiming the Bad Boy Entertainment founder assaulted her at his infamous Daddy's House recording studio in New York City in 2001. Graves' lawsuit comes a week after the 54-year-old was arrested and charged with trafficking and racketeering. Graves said she became friendly with Combs in late 1999 through her then boyfriend, who was an executive at Bad Boy. Due to the boyfriend's position at the company, Graves said she frequently attended events hosted by at Combs' homes, and often visited her boyfriend at Daddy's House recording studio. The boyfriend is not named in the lawsuit, by the way. Things took a turn when Graves allegedly received a call from Combs, who wanted to meet with her to discuss her boyfriend's supposed performance issues. Why the hell would he want to discuss her performance issues with her? Isn't that an HR situation? Or who is his boss? Oh, wait a minute. If you're the CEO of Bad Boy, why are you trying to this don't make no damn sense to me. Like, why are you trying to talk to the girlfriend? But I guess her being naive, she went over there. And then it said this is according to the lawsuit, which was filed in the Southern District of New York on Tuesday morning. Wanting to help her boyfriend and already knowing Combs, Graves said that she agreed to the meeting. It was evidently a sick and twisted way of using his ownership of and title at Bad Boy and its affiliate entities to abuse plaintiff and also show his power and ability to humiliate her boyfriend, his executive, the lawsuit claims. A few hours later, Combs arrived at Graves' residence in an SUV driven by his then bodyguard, Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe. Graves says she accepted a glass of wine from Combs and quickly became lightheaded, dizzy, and physically weak. By the time they arrived at the recording studio, Graves said she struggled to walk, and when they reached Combs' office, Graves alleged she lost consciousness. Why is this giving Bill Cosby tease? So him and Bill Cosby must have been hanging out a lot. But yeah, let's move on to this picture because I said this is giving gay face. Come on, Butch Queen. Diddy is giving Butch Queen in this photo. Go ahead, Butch Queen, first time in drag at a bowl. Is he walking face? Face, face, face. I get face, beauty face. Okay, let's get serious. I just had to make it light because this is heavy stuff. So, in retrospect, it is clear that Combs had caused a drug to be put in the plaintiff's drink, as a few sips of wine had never impacted her that way. This is according to the lawsuit. When Graves came to, she claimed she was naked and bound, with her hands tied behind her back and what felt like a plastic grocery bag. As she shouted for help, Sherman allegedly slammed her face down onto the pool table. Shortly thereafter, Combs entered the room naked. He then bent Graves over the table, causing her feet to dangle above the floor, forcibly held her down, and penetrated her from the front, well, actually from the back, without her consent. The back door. Third input. Graves was unable to move, totally overpowered physically, in addition to being drugged and bound. Graves claimed she screamed out in pain, but Combs ignored her and continued the alleged violent assault, smashing her head into the pool table when she tried to escape. Graves claimed she lost consciousness again, and when she woke, Sherman allegedly slapped her multiple times and forced her to perform a mouth massage on him. Sometime later, Graves claimed she woke up on the couch naked and alone. She alleges that she was in intense pain and had burning sensations down her front end and her back end, with bruising on her face and wrist. Still dizzy and weak, plaintiff called a livery driver that her family regularly hired and knew well. Now, I'm wondering if this case, if she could actually call this stuff into evidence. That there was a time when she did call the person to corroborate with her story. But then again, if you look at it, it seems like a lot of livery driving businesses went out of business because of Uber and Lyft and all these other things. So people really aren't hailing cabs. I mean, we have the yellow cab system, but overall, livery type cabs companies, we don't have a lot of those don't exist no more because a lot of people are using Uber, Lyft, and yellow cabs, especially in New York. So they said Graves claims that she was disheveled, crying uncontrollably, and suffering from agonizing pain. Neither Sherman nor a rep for Combs immediately replied to a request for comment. The driver drove her to the hospital and tried to convince her to report the R word and get a R word kit, but she was unable to leave the car, excuse me, shaking and crying hysterically and terrified of what Combs would do to her and her family if she reported him. This is what the lawsuit claims. Graves informed her then boyfriend of what happened, according to the lawsuit, but he discouraged her from going to the police, allegedly telling her that it could negatively impact his own career. Well, child, I feel like after that, I'm breaking up with your ass because, first of all, what you're not going to do is sit up in here and worry about your career over the fact that your boss did what he did to me. So you putting that over Coochie and your girlfriend? Well, then screw you. You don't love me, in the words of Pheromone. Now, in the years since, Graves alleged that she has moved multiple times and that Combs had Sherman have threatened her to remain silent about the alleged assault. However, she maintains that she disclosed to close friends what happened. In November 2023, a few days after Cassandra Cassie Ventura filed her S trafficking and SA lawsuit against Combs, Graves claims that her ex-boyfriend told her that Combs and Sherman had recorded the alleged R word and shown it to others. So if there's evidence there that there's a video, oh Diddy, you going to I was gonna say you going to jail. He already in jail, but they're just gonna have to dig a bigger hole to put him under it. Because if there's footage out there, then there's the evidence. Call it to the stand, you know. Now this reminds me also when she said that she had to move multiple times. This sounds similar to remember the woman that was in the nightclub pow-powing with Jennifer Lopez and Diddy and Shine. And she said the same thing that she had to move multiple times because of, the situation and all the things that was going on at that time with her and the diddler threatening her. He disclosed that Combs and Sherman had a pattern and practiced a non-consensually recording women engaging in S acts and making those videos available to the public, including by selling tapes as pornography. The lawsuit alleges Graves suffers from PTSD, severe depression, unaliving ideation, it's the S word, and intrusive thoughts, and has attempted to end her life, her lawsuit says. Her experience has left her in constant fear. So, yes, she is suing the diddler and 8 of Combs' companies under the New York City Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, as well as a state civil rights law for the alleged secret recording and distribution of the tape. This is the latest civil lawsuit against Combs, who has been sued for allegedly SAing at least 7 others since Ventura filed her graphic trafficking complaint against him last November. Now, Combs has settled with Ventura for an undisclosed sum within 24 hours, but her 35-page complaint became the roadmap for the music mogul's criminal prosecution and inspired others to file claims as well. On Thanksgiving, the day New York Adult Supervisors Act was set to expire, 2 more women sued with similarly disturbing claims against Combs. Joy Dickerson Neal, alleged Combs drugged and SA'd her when she was a Syracuse University student in 1991. In a claim similar to Graves' complaint, she alleged that Combs filmed the incident and showed the video to others. Through a rep, Combs denied the allegation, calling the lawsuit a money grab. Same thing. It's funny how he said the same damn thing when it came to Cassandra. You said, oh, it's a money grab. Oh, you're lying. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And it's like, but sir, you said the same thing about Cassie. And what happened? Cassie was like, okay, you want to play with me? Checkmate, sir. And checkmated his behind. The video dropped of him beating her in the damn hallway of the hotel, where somebody had the absolute gall to get on my timeline talking about, oh, she was stealing from him. Excuse me? Are you kidding me with that? Maybe some man need to go around and beat your behind and see how you like it. Because to me, even when y'all see evidence and things of this nature, and people will still defend this man, I can't. I'm not. I can't argue with the slow. Now, in a claim similar to Graves' complaint, she alleged Combs filmed the incident and showed the video to others. Hours after Dickinson Neal's lawsuit grabbed headlines, Liza Gardner alleged Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns R-wording her following an MCA Records event in 1990. Gardner said she was 16 years old at the time and that Combs turned irate and began assaulting and choking her until she almost passed out during a confrontation a day later. Now, Combs and his lawyers denied Gardner's allegations as well, calling them fabricated. In early December, a fourth accuser alleged Combs, former Bad Boy president Harve Pierre, and a third man gang R-worded her at Combs' New York recording studio in 2003 when she was 17. In late February, Rodney Little Rod Jones filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of SA, harassment, and not compensating him for his work on the Grammy-nominated The Love album. The federal agents raided Combs' home in LA and Miami Beach, where in March, more women stepped forward with lawsuits alleging violent SAs. And so, yeah, that was a lot. I told you that was a lot. I had to break it on down so that way y'all get an idea of what is now coming up from this woman. And I believe every word. And here's the thing. Like I said before, the diddler, they're going to throw his ashy behind under the damn prison because there ain't no damn cell big enough. Ain't no cell wide enough. Ain't no deep enough. You know, one of those. Ain't no cell deep enough. Ain't no cell wide enough to put his behind in there because there ain't even a place in hell hot enough to put him. And so you like to shout God this, God that. You going to hell, the deepest part of hell. And so I just don't feel like there's anything I can add to this except that this man is vile. This man is disgusting. He is absolute trash. And I'm so glad that Satan is getting his due. I would think the devil himself would do something this sick. But here we are. And I do wonder, when all these little documentaries and stuff come out about him, because we got the one from 50 Cent, and then we got the one that's coming out that's being produced by the people that did the Nickelodeon documentary. I do wonder if there's going to be any movies or anything that's going to be inspired by this whole Diddy case. I'm even wondering if SVU, Law and Order SVU, is even going to do a rip from the headlines Diddy type storyline with their upcoming upcoming season, because the new season starts in October. So, was it season 26? Damn, that show been on for so long. Shout out to Mariska and Ice-T and all of them. You know, I love me some Law and Order SVU. I've been watching that show long enough to know it's like, I just love stuff like that when they get those bad guys. I can't stand pedophiles. I can't stand ex offenders. I can't stand anybody in that world. And I love that this show tackles, all of that. So I wonder if they're going to come up with a rip from the headlines type story about this. I feel like they've done something similar to this in the past, but based on little things, but really go in with this upcoming season. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story, this latest case revolving Diddy, and the fact that he's out here, another person has come forward saying that they was abused by him? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.